I want you to imagine something with me. Picture a room. It's dark. Not just because the lights are off, but because a heavy, suffocating darkness has filled every corner. In the middle of that room sits a person. Let's call him Alex. And Alex is drowning. Not in water, but in a sea of his own thoughts. He's been sending out messages, prayers, desperate pleas into the universe, but all he hears back is the deafening sound of silence. Every day felt the same. He'd wake up with a weight on his chest so heavy he could barely breathe. He'd look in the mirror and not recognize the tired, hollowed-out person staring back. "Why?" he'd whisper to the empty room. "I'm trying so hard, I'm praying. God, are you even there? Does anyone hear me?" It felt like he was screaming into a pillow. All his efforts, all his faith, just seemed to vanish into a void. His business was failing, his relationships were strained, and his hope was a flickering candle about to be snuffed out. One particularly bad Tuesday, after losing a major client he was counting on, Alex completely broke. He slumped against a wall, tears streaming down his face, and he finally said it out loud. "I give up. I'm done, you win." He felt a bitter sense of relief in surrendering. It was over. The fight was gone. But then something strange started to happen. The next morning, his phone rang. It was an old friend he hadn't spoken to in years, just calling out of the blue to check in. That conversation, that small connection, was like a tiny pinprick of light in his suffocating darkness. Later that week, while walking aimlessly through a park, he stumbled upon a lost dog. He helped find its owner, an elderly woman who was overjoyed. For a few minutes, seeing her happiness, Alex forgot his own pain. A few days later, a small local company reached out. They'd heard he was available and wanted to offer him a project. It was nothing like the big client he'd lost. It was small, almost insignificant by comparison. But it was something. It was a start. As he began working on this new, smaller project, he started piecing things together. Losing that huge, stressful client, it had forced him to be available for this new, more manageable opportunity. The phone call from his friend? It reminded him he wasn't truly alone. Finding that lost dog? It pulled him out of his own head and reminded him of simple joy. He leaned back in his chair one evening and a slow, profound realization washed over him. He had been screaming for a miracle, for a lightning bolt, for a booming voice from the heavens. But the help hadn't come like a thunderstorm. It had come like a gentle rain. It wasn't one big, dramatic rescue. It was a series of small, quiet whispers. A phone call, a lost dog, a small project. God had been listening the entire time. He wasn't ignoring the screams. He was answering the whispers underneath. He didn't just remove the storm. He sent little life rafts one by one just when Alex was about to go under. So if you're out there, and you feel like you're screaming into the void, if you feel like your prayers are hitting a ceiling, I want you to do me a favor. Stop looking for the earthquake. Stop waiting for the fire. Start looking for the whisper. Look for the unexpected phone call, the small kindness, the tiny opportunity. Because sometimes the most powerful answers don't come in the way we expect. They come quietly, subtly, piecing our lives back together, one small, faithful step at a time. Just be sure, He is listening.